So I'm going to show how we can take like a regular hamstring stretch and kind of approach it in a different way, in a different angle. I'm going to be kind of showing rotations, some different kind of grab and pulls, and then some isometrics. So it's going to get harder as it goes on, but just want to keep in mind that the whole time we're doing this, you're going to be vibrating, and I'm going to be rotating my hips and possibly my ankle as well. Okay, the hips, I haven't really talked about it yet. The hips, they can move in 6 different directions, right? So you got the front, the back, and then you got the like left and right, and then you kind of got like a hip hike, right? You got a hip that goes up, and then you can move it, and then the hip goes down, and then it's kind of like almost like a rotating engine type way. So to keep things simple, you can just do circles. It's going to be really hard to see, right? Because it's kind of like blocked, but I'm going to be rotating my hips all the time. See, I'm kind of like moving a little bit, and you're going to sway a little bit back and forth, and that's fine. You don't need to have everything solid and stuck. Okay, so to start, normally maybe you'd want to go in and reach your foot and grab it and pull it in. And we're going to save that kind of thing for later, right? So for now, we just want to keep our arms. You can keep your arms, put them here, or if you want to put them behind you, that's fine. All we want to do is kind of just lean into the stretch, okay, and hold it, right? So we want to hold and lean into the stretch. And then I want you to start to vibrate, right? I'm going to start vibrating, and I'm going to start joint rotating to help me get in. It's going to, when I start vibrating, it's just going to be easier for me to sink down, and then I'm going to be rotating, and it's going to help for me to loosen up my hamstring, okay? So to start, I'm just going to go ahead and get down in the position. Now from here, I can move my foot to the left, I can move my foot to the right, okay? And that changes my angle. It changes what's being stretched, okay? So from here, so when I'm moving my foot left and I'm moving it right, I'm looking for discomfort. I'm looking for spots that are hard to get past, right? Like I'm just looking for the stoppage, right? I'm just trying to find that part where I can't move anymore, and then I'm going to rotate my hips, my ankle, and vibrate through it, okay? So that's what I'm doing when I do that, okay? So once you get kind of the hang of that, you might just moving your foot back and forth, and introduce kind of like a grab and hold, okay? So for instance, let's take the calf, okay? So I'm going to take the calf, all right? And I want to grab it as much as I can, and I want to pull it to my left or pull it to my right, okay? And at the same time, you can also pull it back, pull it down, okay? So I'll go ahead and I'll just start. I'm going to pull it, I'm going to take it this way, and then I'm going to pull it back, okay? So, and since you're pulling the calf and moving it, take your time, don't go too hard. You're going to feel like, possibly, you may feel it, that your calf just moves more, especially when you're vibrating. And you're going to kind of feel maybe a little bit more in your knee, right? Because what we're doing is we're moving that muscles. We're just kind of like moving it, right? And to increase the tension, to help get even a bigger or better pull, I can take my foot and I can push in the opposite direction. I'm pulling my calf, right? So I'm going to be pulling my calf left, and I'll be moving my foot to the right. And see, the whole time I'm actually trying to hold a stretch on my hamstring, right? So I keep coming down, keep holding that hamstring stretch. And then we got the opposite way. You take your left hand, your right hand, you can move your calf this way, right? Since we're in this direction, but now I'm going to move my foot back. So it's So now I got the pull this way, the foot going this way. Same thing applies with the thigh, right? So I can take my thigh and I can grab it with just the hands. So it's a little harder to move with the hands. There's other things that we can do. There's other things that we do, but just going to be using the hands and the arms for now. So I'm going to be twisting my thigh this way, and then I'm going to be moving my foot to the left, right? So I'm trying to move my foot this way. At the same time, I'm trying to pull my thigh in the other direction. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to lean into it, right? Then I would take my left arm, and I'd go ahead and I'd pull it, and I would just give myself a pull this way, lean in, and push my foot out. So earlier, I had mentioned how we're not kind of going to grab our foot. Now, you can definitely do that. You can go ahead and you can grab your foot and you can push. So this is the isometric part. So you can take your foot, right? Come here and then push against the whole foot. But I kind of want to throw something in there. Let's introduce our toes, right? So I'll take, to start, my second toe here. Take your index finger. Again, you can take any finger you want. You can use any toe you want. You can take 2 toes, 3 toes. You can grab all 5 toes with all 5 fingers if you want. So I'm going to lean in and take my second toe for this example, and I'm going to hook it with my index finger, okay? At the same time, I'm going to be pulling in with my arm, okay? And remember, we're going to do all this within our comfort level. We don't want to go too hard, too fast, okay? And I'm going to push with my foot. I'm going to focus on the second toe. I'm going to push down, okay? So I'm holding my static stretch and bringing my foot down this way, pulling my hand here. So I'm creating this like force this way and this way while holding my static stretch, okay? And then, remember, we can also move in the different directions, right? With the foot, to the left, to the right. So, so again, you can do as many fingers as you want, as many toes as you want. It's really up to you, okay? The last one I'm going to introduce is going to be like combining the grab and pull later on, okay? So now when we hold a static stretch, right? This is the last isometric. So we hold a static stretch. You can kind of pick your knee up a little bit, right? So normally when people come do the static stretch, their knee already pops up. So it's great. It's a good start position. So what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to do an isometric with my thigh. Be using it to push off with my heel, okay? So I'm going to be taking my forearm, and I'm going to be doing this very light. Take it to your comfort level. Me, I can go a little bit, I can use a little bit more force. But I'm going to be using my forearm to push down on my thigh, okay? At the same time, I'm going to be using the force to pick it up. So it's over-exaggerating right now. So I'm pushing down, and I'm pushing up with my knee, okay? But my knee is not going to move up that high, right? Because I'm going to be having force push down on it. So I'm going to hold my static stretch. At the same time, I'm going to be pushing down my forearm, picking up on the knee. And remember, we can move to the left with our foot and to the right with our foot to kind of change the angle and change where we feel that discomfort, right? So we're going to be pulling up isometrically, pushing up, pushing down, moving our feet wherever we need to, and pushing down. So here we go. And from here, right, I'm trying to push it up. I'm just trying to push it up from this side angle, right? So now I'm going to throw in just kind of the last little bit in the mix. I'm going to take my forearm, okay? As I push down, now I'm going to be pulling my quad, my upper muscle right here, to the right or to the left, right? Kind of like a violin on a string, right? So it's moving this way, or I'm going to be moving it this way, okay? Then I'm going to be pushing down, pushing up at the same time, okay? So I got a nice pull, you can see. So I'll be pulling and pushing. Oh, your arm, you can go down towards the knee, a little bit more up towards the thigh, wherever you feel like, right? Wherever it's comfortable for you, wherever it feels where your discomfort is. So now I'm going to just show this last one. And I'll be pushing my foot out because I'm going to go this way right now. I'll be pushing my foot out this way, pushing down, pushing up. Now it is a lot, it's hard to focus on it a lot. Like all of it at once, it takes some time, right? So this last one was definitely like the harder one to do. So don't feel like you need to be there right now. Just kind of take it slow, get used to the other movements, and work as you go.